Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. Now, in this video tutorial, we're going to be looking at the feature called multi-character storybook. Now, previously, we actually have another tutorial that's already recorded for the consistent character storybook. Now, for this particular feature that we're going to be looking at in this video tutorial, multi-character storybook, where is this feature located? So let's begin with that. So first of all, if you're starting off for the first time, select dashboard. Once you select dashboard, select create design. Once you select create design, you will see the option of two designers, and we're going to go for the fast AI image designer. Once you select the fast AI image designer, you will see a number of different features that are applicable or you can find. And what we're going to be looking for is we're going to select the AI design agents. Now, once you select the AI design agents, you need to go ahead and select multi-character storybook. Okay. And once you select that, you'll have step number 2 will appear. We'll ask you to configure your settings, whether you want to create a new story or you have an existing story. Maybe you want to recreate an existing story. But for this one, let's assume that you're creating this for the very first time. And with this, you can actually convert your script into a visual story. So what this means is that with this storybook, you can have two characters, okay? And once you go ahead and enter your script, the AI within Artistly will actually generate the characters for you. Okay, so what would that look like? And you can see, look, paste your scripture here, and it will generate your story with multiple consistent characters. Okay, so it's recommended 2 characters. Any more, you may encounter issues. However, this was geared and trained and developed for 2 characters. And when it comes to consistent character storybook, where there is a tutorial on this already, for this one, remember, this one you can actually have a reference photo where you can actually upload and base it on your character. And remember, always use illustration opposed to human photos, otherwise you may incur issues with that. So, you know, if you do have a human photo, you can change the style or or convert it into an illustration, and then you can have that to work. So if I go to multi-character storybook here, select create new story, and what I'm going to do, let me find a nice script. So we're going to go for this script here. Okay, I've got a script. Again, I can use ChatGPT to build scripts and stories. And there we have it. Okay, so with this, let me go to the start. It's called The Little Boat and the Brave Bird. So there's 2 characters here. By the edge of a wide, quiet lake lived in a small wooden boat named Willow. And then Willow often felt lonely. Okay, second, we have another character here. Next day, Pip returned with a ribbon he had found, etc., etc. So depending on the story, you can have different styles, you know, different genres. If you want, you can actually incorporate what kind of characters you want. Do you want them to be animal, human, Pixar style, etc., etc. So it's really important when when you're building out the story or using your script, you can have these discussions with ChatGPT or any other AI platform. As an example, it just makes life much more easier. So choose dimension. I'm going to go for 5:4 here and generate story. So that's it. Once you have your script, hey presto, you enter it into the field like so, and then Artistly will take that information and the AI will start building consistent characters based on the prompts that have been embedded or inserted into the story. So having said that, we'll give that a few moments and then we will allow that to start processing and building, and then we shall return. However, in the meantime, you can see I've actually created another version of it. Okay, create different quiet versions. And look, yes, it is recommended 2 characters. You can try creating more than 2 characters because on this occasion I tried it with 3. But it's not recommended because it is geared for 2 characters. However, if you do test it and you get good results, then fine. That's something that we will develop and make sure it's stable. But you can see there's 3 beautiful characters here from that. Okay, that will all converted as well. So what we'll do, we'll give that a few moments to start process, and then we shall return. Okay, so you can see the nice beautiful illustrations. So what we're going to do, we have the little boat and the brave bird. So when you create these stories, this is the interesting thing. Okay, you can see the animation, the consistency of all the characters. That's the main thing. Okay, when it comes to the animations, especially, look, here we have these characters here: the bear, the fox, and the owl. So beautiful consistency of those characters as we go through. Now, once you've actually done this, okay, this is the key thing. If you go to My Flipbooks, it will be the same process. Select Create New, and you want to select Create Flipbook. The moment you select Create Flipbook, you'll probably see that it's not appearing the images that we've created. The reason being, remember, we need to make sure we select the correct tab, okay, from this menu. So here we have multi-character storybook, and there we have the book now appearing. And I'm going to select this story here that we created and select Create Flipbook. Once I've done that, I can modify the flipbook title, I can change the languages, and I can select a template, or I can build my own template. It's completely up to you, or use one that's pre-made. And then we're going to have a look at the front cover. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay, the front cover, and then simply go ahead and create flipbook. And this was another book that was created. Okay, so remember, try to keep 2 characters. If you try more than 2, you may encounter issues. Okay, however, I'm just showing you the characters here. Okay. So here's part of the story, and that will be a different dimension, and you can see some other stories here. Jasmine here that were created for this as well. Jasmine and the Drum of the Sun. And when you're creating them, if you come back, let's have a look, okay? When you're coming back to multi-character storybook, and you go through and generate your story, with the consistent character storybook, when you're creating, remember there's a tutorial, you can actually put the name of the book author, the title, different story types, number of pages. So a lot of this information, if you are using things like ChatGPT, you can actually build the story type and look at the different genres of stories you could build from, etc., etc., okay? But just remember, that's where it will be located. That's a multiple character storybook. And please remember, when you are using this, you cannot insert your own reference photos. The AI will specifically create the images based on your 2 maximum consistent characters. Okay, if you have more than that, you may encounter issues. So please stick within the guidelines of those 2 characters. And when you're using, let's just say, for example, if you are going to create your own script, or using purposes of things like ChatGPT to create your script, then please be descriptive of your as part of the script. Try to be descriptive in terms of the characters. So within the story, the more description there is based on the characters, the better output you would get within the scene. So these are the things that you can factor in and develop as part of your story, and that will give you a really good positive outcome when it comes to creating your multi-character storybook. So that was a huge in-demand feature, and you can see here the little boat has now been created, and you can see okay, so it'll have those consistent character within that, and then we've got multiple characters there as well. Okay, and it will be, you've probably seen this already using the other functions. You can actually download it as a PDF. You can turn the sound on and off, and you can actually share it as well via the URL. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed this short tutorial, but you can see here some other examples where there can be a that script, you can see 27 pages generated there, 33 pages here. So you can really create beautiful flipbooks and essentially ebooks, okay, that you can then repurpose and place them on sites such as Amazon Kindle and many others. So if you do want more guidance, especially when it comes to that kind of training, just jump over to the tutorial section and you will see some really good training around creating books, etc., etc. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed this short tutorial, and I shall see you in another video. Bye bye.